Hey folks, welcome to Economic Observations. My name is Chris. Today is September 6th. It is Labor Day. I hope you enjoyed the day off if you had it. This video is sponsored by the Tanzania School Fdn, a nonprofit near and dear to my heart. Today we're going to talk about laissez faire and neoliberalism economic policy and how similar they are and how the cause and effect of both are repeating itself. And we all know that laissez faire, let it alone in French, means no government regulation, no intervention, very little oversight. Let companies make as much money as they want and let the free market prevail. And I hate to tell you this, folks, but in the roaring 20s, the rich got richer and the poor got poorer, and there was very little middle class. But the middle class were trying, and they were investing in the stock market like crazy, and companies were inflating their profits. For what? Just so people would invest. Everyone thought they were going to get rich. The stock market began an unprecedented rise in 1928. And by September 3rd of 1929, the market reached a record high of 381 points. And then the decline began. By October 24th, the panic settled in and people began selling. 12.8 million shares changed hands on that day. And then came Black Tuesday. On Tuesday, October 29th, 1929, the market plummeted. And by July, the Dow reached a low of 41.22. Millions upon millions of dollars had been lost, and many who had bought on margin had to pay back their debts with money they did not have. Some opened up the windows and jumped to their deaths. The Depression had arrived. Well, history, folks. History repeats itself. Today we live in the neoliberalism economic policy that started in the 1980s under Reagan and Thatcher. Companies are inflating their profits. The government has deregulated, claimed austerity for everybody, tax cuts, and everyone is pumping money into the stock market. Companies are lying once again, inflating their corporate profits, and I can't see how this will end any differently than 1929. Look at history. This is the fourth industrial revolution, and it is the fourth time where the rich got richer and the separation of wealth has been huge. And the other three times, it did not end well. And for people to think that this is going to end any better, you are mistaken. Look at history. I have a 9th grade history book here. See this? This is world history. Tells you all about it. My son is a history teacher. We talked at great length about laissez-faire and the Industrial Revolution. This is the fourth one, and they all end in the same fashion, with people losing everything they have. When I tell people to pay off your debts, don't buy stuff you don't need, I mean it. Today, we have companies telling us to buy stuff we don't need. What people need is affordable housing and affordable health care and affordable medicine, affordable food. We don't need the stuff that's advertised on TV today. We don't need the stuff that's coming from these companies. It's forced down our throat as though we need them. It's not what we need. I hope and pray that you are taking my advice, please don't borrow money to invest. Please don't invest those stocks on margin. I read an article that young people, Gen Zers, Gen Xers, whatever they are, millennials, they're taking personal loans and investing it into cryptocurrency. That is a bad, bad choice. The stock market in 1929 went from 381 down to 44. And people say it could never happen again. The government's going to bail them out. And that's really funny because we are in this neoliberalism where there's no regulation and there's tax cuts. But yet, every time the companies fail, they look for the governments for bailout. And why do we do it? Because they don't want it to collapse. But folks, there's going to come a time where the government is going to let them collapse. Hold on to some gold, silver, have some cash aside. Have some propane, have some water and food. Just in case. What's the worst thing that can happen? You use it when you don't need it? I don't know, but I think that history is going to repeat itself. We have no choice. We hear about the IMF and the Great Reset. Who knows what that really means and what they're scheming up. But there is going to be a new economic policy. I don't know what it's going to look like yet. But it's going to happen after the crash. And also, folks, one more thing. Unemployment ended yesterday for 10 million people. 10 million people are going to be seriously affected by the end of all of these COVID stimulus. We have eviction moratoriums, which have ended, I believe, in 47 states. And we have mortgage forbearance ending at the end of the month. I'm just throwing it out there because when you add all of the, just millions of people are affected by this. And I can't see how the economy can continue to go gangbusters with so many people unable to have the basic needs: affordable housing, healthcare, and food. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I appreciate every one of you. Thank you for making it to the end. Call someone, tell them you love them. I will talk to you real soon. My apologies. It has been 6 days since my last video. Life just gets in the way. It started with a board meeting one night, and then I was working Friday and Saturday, and just got in the way. Anyway, I hope you are all well. Stay safe out there, and we'll talk again real soon.